Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Kristin Booth, star of the Hallmark movie Signed, Sealed, Delivered, A Tale of Three Letters. Kristin takes on the role of Shane McInerney, O'Toole. Join us as we delve into Kristin's insight into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you, Kristin, for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We can start. Can you tell us a little bit about your character in Signed, Sealed, Delivered, The Tale of Three Letters?
Yes, I play Shane McInerney. I am one of 4 postal detectives in the USPS Postal Service. Myself and my colleagues, Oliver O'Toole, Rita, and Norman, all work in tandem and work together to solve mysteries that come up and are surround around lost letters. So our team with postal powers go to work and try to decipher who the letter is from or who it is to, and how we can eventually get the letter to the right recipient.
Great. And what initially, at the beginning, attracted you to your role in this series of movies?
So sorry, you cut out there for a moment. What was that?
What initially attracted you to your role at the beginning of the series of movies?
Well, it was 11 years ago that we started this series, which is pretty amazing that we've been going for so long, certainly on and off, not consistently through. But initially, what really attracted me to the role of Shane was that she was a very, very self-assured, smart, intelligent, capable woman who was really the character was really well developed. She is a woman of strong moral values and a woman who really wanted to make a difference in the world.
Great. And what do you think makes this movie and this series of movies so special and captivating?
I think what makes Signed, Sealed, Delivered so special, and the reason why it hasn't gone away, the reason why, despite many sort of hiccups along the way of transitioning to different formats, going from a 1-hour movie pilot to a 2-hour movie pilot to a 1-hour 10-episode series, then into movies again. I think what really resonates with the audience and what brings people back time and time again, and what is continuing to gain new audience as well, is there is a real warmth and welcomeness about Signed, Sealed, Delivered. And as an audience member, you may be able to really relate to or recognize yourself in some of these characters. They're not perfect people. They are flawed, but they are good people. And the way that the characters interact with one another is so well written by our showrunner and creator Martha Williamson that it is really entertaining. And you also know that you're in good hands with these people. You are going to be taken on a journey, but you are rest assured that in the end there will be a happy ending or a satisfying ending. And then also, it's not just fluff. It's something that makes the audience think. And often I've heard from fans that they've been able to reflect back in their own life and realize that they may need to make some changes and take some risks and, reunite with someone, that a family member that they haven't seen or been speaking to for some, reason or other. And yeah, it's an inspiring show. It gives people hope.
That's amazing. And what do you hope audiences take away from watching this chapter of Signed, Sealed, Delivered?
I think with this film, A Tale of Three Letters, the main theme that keeps coming back to me in this is that it's never too late to right a wrong. That, we are human. We are bound to make many, many, many mistakes throughout our lives. And often I think we really sort of criticize and beat ourselves up over those mistakes. And I think what this movie in particular shows or mirrors to the audience is that, it doesn't matter what you did or what you neglected to do, that you will always have an opportunity or a choice to make amends. And admitting your mistakes in life is actually a kind of a superpower as opposed to, a negative thing. I think when we are able to really look at ourselves and go, you know what, I really messed up in that situation. But the power is in saying, I did, but now I'm going to learn from that. And I'm going to sort of go back and not redo, but really make sure that I take that lesson seriously and that I can, whatever I can do to make things better, I will do. And that's scary for people, I think. I think it's very intimidating for people to let down their guard and be like, yeah, I really messed this one up and I'm so sorry and I'm going to do what I can to make up for it. So I think that's one of the main themes of this one. And I also believe that this really is about what family is, and that family can take many different forms. It doesn't have to be the traditional mom, dad, kids, and that, it can be many, many things. And certainly with our four main characters, they have created their own family with each other.
Yeah,
And in this one they continue to do that, and it keeps expanding, which is wonderful.
great. And what was it like working again with the rest of the cast on set?
Oh, it was amazing. We're always so excited and grateful when, the network is like, yes, we're coming back, because we've been doing this for so long now that we really are like a family. Our characters mirror our real lives and who we are as people. So we are like this family. And so we always, Jeff Gustafson, who plays Norman, always says, all right, we're getting the band back together. And it really is like that. It's like this big family reunion every time we go back to shoot another film. It's so familiar, and so it's pretty, with the four of us, we're like a pretty well-oiled machine at this point. And yeah, it can be a lot of fun being able to work with people that you truly know and trust.
Yeah, amazing. And what can you tease about your character journey in this chapter?
Well, I think, again, like as I said before, Shane is this, really independent, smart. She's a tough cookie when she needs to be, and often we see her be very vulnerable. Most of the time we see her be more vulnerable when it comes to one of the letter stories that we're investigating, because she is so empathetic to whomever is struggling or suffering within the letter story. But I think in this one, we really get to see Shane really grapple with her own struggles and her own frustrations and her own um, shortcomings. And I think that's always really interesting to watch, a strong woman who, can have a very tough exterior sometimes, be willing to be that vulnerable and again say, I was wrong and I apologize, and what can I do to make it right?
Great. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming this chapter of Signed, Sealed, Delivered?
Well, our two leading characters, Oliver and Shane, are just married in the last film. So in this film, we kind of pick up where we left off. We see a little bit of their honeymoon and how well marriage is going. And then, 6 months later, reality sets in, and there are challenges with beginning a relationship after marriage and living together for the first time. And so, Shane and Oliver have differences. They're two different people coming together, and they've lived two separate lives in a way for so long and lived alone. And now they've come together in Oliver's home. So, as always, when you come into someone else's space, that is a huge adjustment, and trying to make it your own. And then the other person sort of trying to hold on to the routines and the traditions that they have. And it really is about compromise and figuring out how we can make this work with two of us living under the same roof. And Shane and Oliver have challenges with this. And one of my favorite scenes is when sort of like their conflict sort of culminates into a pretty big argument, or disagreement. And as an actor, I just love playing the conflict scenes. I find it like so, it's odd to say, but I find it so much fun as an actor, right? Because you really get to dig deep into some emotions that are like raw, and you get to go to where those hurt lives in the character. And so my favorite scene actually takes place in the DLO, where Oliver and Shane sort of reach a point where they they let each other know that they are not pleased with one another.
Completely relatable.
Yes.
So, change of subject.
Yeah.
What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
Well, certainly Signed, Sealed, Delivered is up there because it's been such a part of my life for so long. And I really feel I've learned so much in the 11 years as an actor, but also as a person, and grown from this experience. So in that regard, certainly Signed, Sealed, Delivered is up there. And also it's given me, one of my closest best friend, because Crystal, who plays Rita, and I are best friends in real life. And we didn't know each other before Signed, Sealed, Delivered. So that is such a gift that has come out of this job. And, looking back, I would say there's a few that really stand out. I did a recurring guest star on The Boys, which is, the antithesis of Signed, Sealed, Delivered. And it was so different and so much fun to really sort of like dig into that side of who I am as an actor, and showcase that. And the people that I worked with on that were incredible. Again, I know I made a lifelong friend who played my twin brother, and now we call each other bro and sis, like so I often look at projects sometimes by the people that I hold on to, and they continue even when the show is wrapped. They continue as a big part of my life. And another example of that was Foolproof with Ryan Reynolds. The director, William Phillips, and I have stayed friends for, that was way back in 2000 and 2000 and what? 2000 and 2002.
Okay.
Yes, that we shot that, and we are still very close friends to this day, which I value so much. And the Kennedys miniseries, where I was given the opportunity to portray Ethel Kennedy. That was so exciting and challenging and fun, and I love an opportunity to play a character as daunting as it is, that is a character from real life and from history, and that is still alive. So there's that added pressure of like, I want to do this person justice. I don't want them, if they ever happened to stumble upon it and see, I don't want them to be like, oh, that she got that all wrong. So I also really enjoy doing research. So that role came with a lot of work and research to figure out, what aspects of the character I needed to highlight, and what you never want it to be a caricature when you're playing a real person. So you really have to figure out, who is this character for me, because you don't want to just be this like imitator. It has to come from an organic place. So I love that process of discovering who Ethel Kennedy is for me as an actor, because my version of Ethel Kennedy is going to be different than someone else's, simply from what I bring to the role from my own life experience. So yeah, those are a few of the highlights. And then I have a new show that I did a recurring guest star on last year that's coming out in November on Amazon Prime, called Cross. And that was a whole other different type of character than I've ever played before. And it was such a treat. I really got to explore a different side of myself. So I think audiences are really going to love that show, and they'll get to see a little different side of me.
Amazing. So at Survive the Shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms. What is your all-time favorite?
I think my all-time favorite, I think it's pretty cliche. Because I love Actually is probably my favorite Christmas rom-com. I think because it has this beautiful balance of, romance and a little comedy, but it also has so much heart, and it's something that you can see yourself in each of those couples and characters, and I love that when I can always sort of relate to that. And it was just so beautiful, like it was beautifully shot, well acted, and it was a great film.
Great. And the last question, can you tease us something about your next projects?
Well, Cross is coming out in November on Amazon Prime, and it's it's based on James Patterson's book series called Alex Cross. So it's something very different from me as an actor, a different type of role, different type of show. So that's exciting. And then I stepped behind the camera this past year to write and direct and star in my own project. I co-directed it with my husband, and it's a short film called Capacity, and we are just finishing the final touches on it, and so that will be circulating the festival circuit within this next year or so. So I'm really excited to be able to finally share that with people. And that was something that I was fortunate enough to find support in crowdfunding for it. And so most of all, I'm just really looking forward to sharing it with those people that were generous enough to donate to the film fund, and that made it doable. Like they're the reason. Thank you, Postables. They're the reason that I was able to get that film made. And yeah, it's a subject very close to my heart, and I hope that it will really resonate with people and audiences.
I hope these too. So
Thank you.
this is it. So make sure to watch the movie Signed, Sealed, Delivered, A Tale of Three Letters on Friday 12 on Hallmark Mystery. And thank you, Kristin, to join us.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
And thank you all for watching us. Bye.
Bye.